Hello, I'm Dave Peach, and this is the Crawfordsville Peachcast, sponsored by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. See them in person or at tricountybank.net. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Crawfordsville Peachcast. I'm Dave Peach, joined by Dave Meyer. Dave, how are you?
I am fantabulous, Dave Peach, and thank you for bringing me back. Always good to be on the Peachcast.
We are sponsored by Zon's Flooring and Design Center, BK Home Improvement, and Central Indiana Rubber. CIR, power for you. 1, 2, 3. Hello, Todd. Today on the show, it is Untoasted movie number 55. Number 55, David.
It's amazing, Dave. I mean, I could not name, it would take me an hour to name 25. Okay. I could come up with probably a quick 15, but then I would have to look up. And then a few I'd be like, did we do that one? Oh, yeah, we did.
I can usually remember if somebody asked me a movie, I can tell them that we did it. Like if you said, The Young Ones, or what was that one with Marlon Brando? If you told me the Wild One, the Wild one. I would, if somebody said, did you do the Wild One? I say yes, the Marlon Brando movie, and the they're gonna beat the Christmas out of me. I love that.
Oh, some good ones, Dave.
That was in the 50s. Fast forward to 1998, and they don't use Christmas as a descriptor.
They do not, Dave.
They use the actual word that those men and sometimes women said back in the 50s.
Crazy, Dave. No,
see, that's what I remember from that movie. That one guy, and who was it? Lee Marvin. Lee Marvin
was the bad.
We're gonna knock the Christmas out of you.
He was bad, Dave. He was the bad guy.
And then my favorite one, I think, is When Time Ran Out. I love Paul Newman and who was the one girl? Jacqueline Bisset, yes.
Oh, yeah.
They looked at each other, and they just kept looking at each other. I'm thinking, wow, we could do this for 30 minutes.
Yeah, let's just get close-ups on the eyes, Dave.
Yes, and we learned the difference between lava and magma, or what was it? How was that?
I think there were some educational discoveries so far.
And we have learned that you do not want a meteor to hit in any way, shape, or form.
No, those are bad, always bad, not even a part of them, Dave.
So today, number 55, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, a double feature about Hunter S. Thompson. We had Where the Buffalo Roam last time with Bill Murray. Today, Johnny Depp plays Raoul Duke, a.k.a. Hunter S. Thompson, or vice versa on that. Benicio del Toro is also in it. Very young Tobey Maguire. Craig Bierko. You probably know who Craig Bierko is. Am I saying that right?
I think so. I mean, kind of familiar with him, but not.
And we get a lot of what I would call kind of a Spinal Tap treatment in that there's just a ton of people that make their way into this movie.
And have like maybe a throwaway line that really has nothing to do with any. You started to mention Mark Harmon, who's like a reporter, but I thought like, okay, he's going to play a role here, and he didn't.
No.
But same thing. The waitress Ellen Barkin is a waitress in kind of a stop that they make.
Katherine Hellman, for goodness sakes.
Yes, Katherine Hellman, exactly, man.
She played the hotel clerk, kind of like who was the one guy in Spinal Tap? He was on the Jeffersons.
I'm Just As God Made Me.
Yeah, I'm Just As God Made Me. Who is that? Yeah, Peter? Is it Peter? Is it Paul? What was his name?
It's not coming to mind, Dave.
My goodness.
My character actor thesaurus is failing me.
Oh, we're gonna have to look that one up.
We will look that. Michael Jeter is always in a lot of stuff. He was in the Burt Reynolds Show, Evening Shade. He's in Green Mile. He plays the guy that has the mouse.
Oh my! And is it Cameron Diaz?
Yes, Cameron Diaz is the blonde TV reporter in the elevator.
Oh
right?
man, I almost had I almost had the Spinal Tap hotel clerk. I'm going to get it. I'm not going to look it up. We'll figure it out during the show here. But this is a 1998 movie, the same year as Bulworth.
How about that?
And so many people have commented on our our discussion of Bulworth. But today it's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So many big-time actors and actresses participated. Movie dealing with Vegas in 1971. We will talk about it next on the Crawfordsville Peachcast.
Bazing. Wow, that's fun to say. Bazing is Tri-County Bank's Smart Rewards checking account. With Bazing, you have cell phone protection, ID theft protection, roadside assistance, discounts at area businesses, and more. This is Bria French. Contact me or any of our great employees to begin your entry into Bazing banking. Terms and conditions may apply. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Crawfordsville Peachcast, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Johnny Depp, Benicio del Toro. They're 1 and 1A, and everybody else just kind of wanders in and out. Oh,
exactly.
Christina, is it Christine or Christina Ricci?
Yeah, I believe it's Christina Ricci. Yeah, she plays Lucy, who's kind of pivotal, who really, you kind of get introduced mid-story, at least is what the story was right there, that she was, because she kind of, she scared Hunter, and she was chopping at his heels.
Yes. Now, this is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. We did Where the Buffalo Roam last time out.
Yes.
Bill Murray playing Hunter S. Thompson in kind of an overall biopic,
right?
Whatever you want to call it.
Mashup, kind of.
This one really centric to Las Vegas and a weekend or two in Vegas. And we start the movie out in a convertible with a lot of flying bats.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's a whole Hunter basically has his inventory of drugs, and they start down the road. And then what's great is, Hunter is most of the movie is done in narration, really. So you hear basically a lot of it is Hunter narrating his own story, and then he's talking about the bats, and then you see the reflections in his glasses, It's pretty kind of wild, how they shot that, how they kind of went back and forth. Because I know some of that they had to do on like a screen where basically the car is sitting and they're making the car move against a big screen. But then they also had exteriors. So they had to have multiple cars, and that had to be a hard find at that point. So, yeah, it's a visually appealing movie, I would say. Like, it is done in a funky, non-traditional, almost like if you don't do drugs, but maybe want to watch a movie that makes you think that maybe you could have done drugs, this would be the movie.
Yeah, it is 1971, and I love the way he calls Benicio his attorney, my attorney.
Yeah, my attorney.
It's my attorney.
And Eddie keeps saying to him, as your attorney.
As your attorney, as they're doing all these illegal things, or
yes.
supposedly illegal.
It's so good. No, it somehow holds together for me better than last week. I will say that. Let me first of all say, too, as amazing as Bill Murray was, I got to give Johnny Depp just as much credit. Like, they were both really good in a different sort of way. I feel like Johnny was more fully formed. Like, and some of it was, how this was shot, but he had a lot of gestures and a lot of mannerisms, and he had that same vocal cadence that's hard to understand. That I think was very, very true to Hunter, especially at this time period. So all that was impressive.
The movie is it starts out with Johnny Depp, Raoul Duke, Hunter S. Thompson, Louisville native, as you know,
yes.
Famous author, wrote for Rolling Stone. At the time of his death, was working for ESPN. And he had a spread out in Colorado, and just kind of a wild, just absolutely wild guy that had an incredible ride as far as being a writer. Now, so his assignment was the motorcycle race in Las Vegas. Apparently, that is where the funding came for them to be in Las Vegas.
Yes. And I don't know, I'm not for sure if this is for Rolling Stone or if this was for Sports Illustrated, because he was a stringer for Sports Illustrated at some time too, or he could have written for other things as a freelancer kind of thing. But whatever somebody was paying for him to be there was the original premise. And at least from how the movie depicts it, is that you can't see anything, right? And then he meets his cameraman there, who wants, I don't know, rubs him the wrong way, and wants to do a bunch of stuff, and Hunter fires him. And so then Hunter from there goes back to the hotel and discovers that his lawyer has checked out of the hotel. Am I correct, Dave? Is this all tracking in the storyline?
I think you are correct there. Yes.
I mean, and then Hunter kind of panicked at that point, is what I recalled, and but ended up finding out that his attorney did not leave town. He just actually left that hotel, checked into another hotel at another convention across the street, or across the other side of Vegas. That was like a convention of narcotics officers from all over the country.
Of all things, yeah.
Of all the things. So obviously a great deal of appeal, as they kind of wanted to go in there. I don't know. They wanted to go in there as undercover and do their thing. So yeah, they were in the right place.
Yeah, there were a lot of motorcycles. There was, as you mentioned, the district attorney. The movie just keeps going into areas that are highly controversial, and there's a lot of like dream sequences, and they go to like a circus. It gets really crazy.
It gets really kind of weird, and this is where Terry Gilliam, the director, has a very visual kind of weird dreamscape kind of thing. There's some stuff with when Hunter is on an acid trip, and he thinks that he sees everybody in the bar as lizards. So there's a scene in the movie that depicts that. And there's sometimes you just don't really know what exactly is going on. It just is like, okay, we're going to another place. Okay. And it's like, okay, how are they getting away with this? And it's like, okay, they're basically skipping out on their bill at the first place. It was how they got away with that. And then, basically, I think that's pretty much how they did the second place as well. So, Hunter Thompson, I don't know. I think this movie holds together better as a movie because it focuses in on this weekend or this book trip and only kind of uses a few flashbacks and a few setup pieces to give you some perspective. But, it's mainly, I've been told that it's become a cult piece, Dave. But I mean, from the get-go, whether you liked it or didn't like it, man, it's a visually interesting movie with big stars that are acting, in it, and they're using all the muscles, and a great soundtrack.
It's kind of they'll have Viva Las Vegas in there, and some old
Tom Jones, man.
Tom Jones, not unusual.
Yeah, God, Tom Jones. A lot of stuff that was really kind of cool and timely for that period. It's wild.
Now I think, and I watched the movie, it doesn't really have a story per se. It's a very unusual movie. You see it, you watch it, you go, well, that's a pretty decent movie, but there's no moment, there's no championship, there's no really culmination of the movie. It just kind of wanders about.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what it does. And as there's some stuff that when I was looking up some things about this, one of the things is, we talked about Depp. He moved into the basement of Thompson's, it's the Owl Farm home. He lived there for 4 months, basically right before they shot this stuff. So he was fully absorbed in it. And out of that, while he was on location in L.A., he got a call from Bill Murray, Dave, to bring this back. And Bill told him, be careful, or you'll find yourself in 10 years from now still doing him. He said, make sure your next role is something of a drastically different guy. So that was the Bill Murray counsel to Johnny Depp after doing this. Now, I say all this to set up that what Terry Gilliam's intention as a director, he said he wanted to feel like this movie was a drug trip from end to end. Now, to me, that doesn't say the director has a strong narrative and he has a big message that he wants to deliver. It says, okay, we're going to play with this for a little bit, and there's a quote. I think this is, let me find this. I believe it was a Roger Ebert review. It said, this is from Time Out New York. Said, this is really a Rorschach test of a movie. Some people see a god-awful mess rendered inaccessible by stumbling handheld camera and incomprehensible narration, while others see a freewheeling comedy, a thinking person's Cheech and Chong film. It all depends on your mood, expectations, and state of the mind.
I like that Cheech and Chong reference. It is. Yeah. It does have that.
It does have that flowing feel.
It's a little amped up from Cheech and Chong. Nice dreams, yeah.
But they know what they're doing, or they don't. But you're going to follow them because it's interesting, kind of thing. So I give it. That's a good way to sum it up because no plot, but it somehow held together a little better for me.
And we have a couple of references during the movie. Debbie Reynolds. Now, does Debbie actually show up in the movie? I kept looking for her.
I did too, and I didn't see her. I did see her face, like it was on the wall with some neon, and it was. I don't know. It was in one of those places in Vegas while they were playing her singing Tammy. So.
And also Barbara Streisand, Christina Ricci. Is that? Am I saying that right?
I think so, Dave.
Is it Christine or Christina?
It says Christina.
Christina Ricci, who I know her for being in the Addams Family. I'm sure she's been in several other things. But
sure.
I'm sorry. Sorry if you're a big Christina Ricci fan. But she had this fascination with Barbara Streisand, which I found remarkable.
Yes, Dave. I believe. Okay, there's a show that's on Paramount and used to be on Showtime. That's currently big, and I think Christina Ricci has been in that, Dave. About it's like women who went through something traumatic, their high school team, and then they look back on it, like 30 years later. So, anyways, Dave, I say all that to say, she's in there. That whole Barbara Streisand thing is creepy. She does all this Barbara Streisand art. And there's something, what is it, Barbara Streisand at a certain age? Or what was it? There was something about it, I believe. But that's, it's a very quick sort of cameo. But then she kind of, she hangs around. The presence of Lucy is more involved in the movie than, I guess, Christina actually was. But a lot of good, when I looked at the cast list, Dave, it says Lyle Lovett was in this movie as the road person, and I did not see him. So,
well, Flea was in this movie, right?
Flea was in this movie.
From the
Another
from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yes, and again, I couldn't tell you where I picked out Flea. Gary Busey was that he was the highway patrolman.
Yes, he had a memorable.
That was a good one, Dave. I enjoyed that.
I'm not exactly sure how that one turned out.
No, I'm not. I don't know. But
I don't think we want to know.
No,
or at least I guess that's up to them on what happened there.
That's part of why it was special. Harry Dean Stanton as the judge, way up there, Dave. Way up there.
And I was going to say, we got to talk about Tobey Maguire, young Tobey Maguire. This is before Spider-Man.
Wow.
I'm not sure where Tobey was in his career in 1998.
If he wasn't far enough that this would be a funny cameo. I mean, I think this was the gig he got, and they put him in a weird kind of stringy, light-haired wig, which made him a little more creepy, Dave.
We're talking about some other folks that were in it. Lorraine Newman.
Lorraine Newman was the frog-eyed woman in this. And, that's enough. When you just see that, who are you going to play in this? Frog-eyed woman. Vern Troyer, Dave.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, mini-me.
Well, again, it just keeps going into some areas that are highly controversial, as we mentioned. It was a very, I got to say that it's probably not a movie you want to have influence your life.
No. If you stumble upon it and it touches your fancy in some way, well then schedule yourself some time and take it in. It is a visually interesting and musically driven piece. But if you want to watch a movie that has a beginning, middle, and an end, this isn't the thing for you.
No, it doesn't really. It's like I think your comparison to Cheech and Chong or Bill and Ted's Fabulous Adventure.
Yeah, there you go.
Really, in a mature, I don't know how to compare those movies.
No, it is. It has. There's a certain flow to it, and if it appeals to you and you get it, I think there's probably a lot more. As again, people say this has become more of a cult movie. I think they've had some they screen it occasionally, and I think people have watched it over and over and gotten into some of the subtleties that I probably won't ever do.
More on Johnny Depp and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and Hunter S. Thompson right after this on the Crawfordsville Peachcast. Central Indiana Rubber Products provides the power for you. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, keeps farm equipment and local manufacturing processes running with gaskets, belts, seals, and O-rings, among a variety of other products and services. Employee-owned and always customer-focused. Central Indiana Rubber Products, 989 West, 83 North, Crawfordsville, and at indianarubber.com. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, power for you. Dave Peach here with Brandon Kappas from BK Home Improvement. And Brandon, you have an exciting announcement.
Yes, Dave, thank you. We're excited to announce Zahn's Floor Covering is now Zahn's Flooring and Design Center, acquired by BK Home Improvement.
I understand Bob Zahn will be staying to help.
We are excited to have that, and absolutely, Zahn's Flooring and Design Center is happy to have Bob Zahn still involved in that same local presence they're used to dealing with.
There has been a little confusion. BK Home Improvement is not affiliated with BK Painting or BK Property Management. You are located at your headquarters in Lebanon, Indiana.
Yes, we are excited to expand both brand names inside of both markets for Lebanon and Crawfordsville. Please come visit our showroom at 310 North Green Street, as we will consistently be redesigning and offering new, innovative products and technologies.
And you are still going to say...
Zahn's Flooring and Design Center. We are everywhere you walk.
Crawfordsville Peachcast. It is Untoasted movie number 55, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, with Johnny Depp. Now, Johnny, at this point, had made it out of television.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
And he was kind of quirky at the time. This was before Pirates.
Yeah, before Pirates. He made a ton of money on a franchise. But he still had been a lead in big movies and a part. But, this was probably creatively a risk, because it was a big swing and people were, a lot of people were paying attention when this movie came out.
He made 101 movies, and we're talking about the quirkiness at the time. Who's Eating Gilbert Grape was made in 1993.
Wow. Okay, so 5 years post Gilbert Grape, he's doing Fear and Loathing.
Ed
Okay.
Wood, 94, which is a movie we will do later.
Absolutely.
On an Untoasted Season 3. Donnie Brasco, 97.
Ooh, intense, Dave. Intense movie. Ever seen it?
Never seen it.
Ooh, we might have to put it on the list. Definitely on the R-rated list.
Okay.
It's a tough one, but intense. True story.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, 1998. The first pirate movie came out in what year, David? Little quiz there. Is it Paul? Is it Paul Benedict?
Paul Benedict
from the Spinal Tap.
Paul Benedict. That sounds right.
The hotel guy.
Yes.
Is it Paul Benedict?
I think it is. I think it is.
I think it is. I think it is. Paul Benedict. I got it.
Oh,
double snort. A double snort on the PB.
So that's so good.
Okay.
So good.
Woo. See, I was going through the alphabet. Literally, while we were doing this, I've been distracted the whole movie. I'll never do that again. But if I'm going to be distracted, I think this would be a movie to be distracted on, because it's probably not really good to remember a lot of the details of this thing.
Sure. No.
But go ahead. It's we're talking about when the first pirate movie was made, Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's a pure guess, Dave, but I was going to say 2003.
You are correct.
Okay.
The second one came in 2006, the third one in 2007. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, 2005. Has it really been 20 years for that thing?
Wow. Long time.
And he's definitely an A-lister forever.
Yo, sure. A lot of appearances on Letterman. He and Dave seem to get along well.
He's always going to be that cool guy. Of course, he started out in the TV show, which I never watched. I never watched one episode of this TV show, but I only heard about it.
Well, Frank Suarez and I were watching Sunday nights of Fox programming, Dave, in that first year when other people. You were more of a traditionalist, Dave. You were involved with networks.
I was waiting for Archie Bunker. I'm sorry. I was waiting for Archie Bunker. I was waiting. Can I say it now? I did a Peter Brady there. I was waiting for Archie Bunker's Other Place to come back on Sunday night.
You were waiting that out, Dave. But no, Frank and I were moving on with the Tracy Ullman Show and 21 Jump Street. And Dave, our eyes were on that cute Peter DeLuise, who Dom's kid. We thought he was going to be the breakout. But no, Dave, it wasn't. It was that Donnie Brasco to be Hunter Thompson playing Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp
star.
Made it out of 21 Jump Street. Now, Benicio del Toro, Best Actor, Supporting Role, 2001 in the movie Traffic. I am not familiar with Benicio's other work.
He let's see.
He played the attorney. He played Mr. Gonzo.
Yes, plays the attorney based on the real life character Oster Acosta, who was Hunter's friend and counselor, and also an attorney for some folks at different times. And he went missing, I believe, in 1974. But yeah.
Benicio del Toro, maybe he could be our new Jack Warden. We could kind of go through his movies, and we could find a couple that catch our interest. Now, Hunter S. Thompson, born in Louisville, Kentucky, July 18th, 1937. He shot himself Sunday, February 20th, 2005. He talked about February being a depressing month because of the end of football, and you can't imagine what was going on there. He was on the phone with his wife when it happened, and I kind of did some light research about Hunter S. Thompson and Louisville, Kentucky, his boyhood home. I didn't see a whole lot there, and I assume with the way he lived his life, even though he wrote books that are still being read today and movies that we are talking about today, and the way his life ended, I guess that doesn't translate to a touristy type attraction.
You know, I think, I don't know what happened. I mean, he has a son. I've actually read, his son wrote a book his son's named Juan, and has totally stayed away from basically any form of wanting to, I'd say, profit or fan the flame of his dad's legacy. I think he's a good caretaker, but I think if they wanted to do something with probably that owl farm, and turn that, but then nobody in the area would want to have, because he lives in a rural area of Colorado, and people don't want more people traipsing back there with reason, right? I'm sure in the last 30 years, there've been a ton of people that, went back there looking for Hunter or looking for Hunter's place. So, and if Louisville can't get it done, I know locally in Indianapolis, with the Kurt Vonnegut Museum, I've been involved there, and it takes a lot of work to keep that going and to have people keep interest in any kind of author or any kind of literary presence. It's a great thing, but there are just so few of them that are perpetual, and Hunter also was not somebody who gravitated to having a relationship with Louisville. I think he was proud that he was from there, but he also was, he wasn't going to give much to Louisville.
They had a Gonzo Fest that ended after 10 years. I know that, I like to go if there was a place, I would plan a visit.
Sure.
There, just to say that I went there. I did a Google search, and obviously exhaustive research there.
Of course.
I did of his boyhood home, and it had on the Google search permanently closed.
Well,
not exactly welcoming.
No, that would mean not as in
that means
not over.
Somebody bought it and they don't want to see you go by there.
Yeah, that's it. Permanently closed.
Permanently closed.
If that doesn't tell you, Dave.
I mean that is sort of a statement in and of itself. I mean, permanently closed. There's not going to be any change.
I believe somebody should check. The crack research staff could check us on this, Dave, but I believe I read this past year that somebody bought David Letterman's boyhood home on Indianola.
Airbnb, baby. Airbnb.
Yes, and they made it into an Airbnb, and they've restored it, or they have supposedly turned it back into what it would have looked like when Dave was there to some extent, and made some, Letterman-esque accommodations in the place. So all I know, Dave, is I used to go by that house because it was not far from where my kids played Little League. And you're not going to house too many people where the Lettermans grew up. It was a small home, Dave, in that area.
Humble beginnings for the late night icon, David Letterman. We're talking about, and he interviewed Hunter S. Thompson, at least on one occasion.
Oh, yes.
And you could tell that he was a little awestruck, intimidated,
nervous.
Whatever you want to call it. Yeah, nervous.
All of it.
He didn't want to blow that interview. There's also an interview with Hunter S. Thompson and Conan O'Brien. You can check those out on YouTube. It is movie number 55, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. If you like Johnny Depp, if you like Benicio del Toro, and you like to watch a lot of other stars make their way onto the silver screen, this is the movie for you.
Dave, I enjoyed this movie. I didn't, it's not a movie I'm going to seek again because I feel like I took it in and I enjoyed it. And if I watched it more, I would be looking for something, and I don't know what it is. But I enjoyed the back-to-back nature of the Bill Murray, Johnny Depp performances. That was the most fun for me.
It is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and Where the Buffalo Roam. Hunter S. Thompson, and like with so many things, we have to end it, right? We have to end it. But actually, we can keep this conversation going. We can reflect on Hunter's life. We can reflect on Bill Murray's life. We can reflect on Johnny's life, and just kind of move on through the untoasted journey that we are on. So I guess we are kind of in a, how would you call that? Not a literal, but a metaphorical convertible as we traverse through the movie world. Would that be accurate?
We're heading down the highway, Dave, and we've got our seatbelts on.
We are totally sober, though, folks.
Absolutely.
Just to let you know. That is Untoasted, David. Thank you for joining us once again.
My pleasure, Dave. My pleasure. Looking forward to more.
Crawfordsville Peachcast. We are sponsored by Zahn's Flooring and Design Center, also BK Home Improvement, and Central Indiana Rubber, CIR, Power for You. 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Hello, Todd.
Thanks for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast, sponsored by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. I'm Dave Peach. Join us every Thursday for a new episode on Apple or Spotify. Please like, subscribe, and download the Crawfordsville Peachcast. This podcast was produced and edited by Up There Media and is a presentation of Fork Broadcasting Digital.